Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I'm Stevie B, and today we are at Camp Carter. We are going to make one of the rarest amps in Entropia Universe. In fact, as of right now, there is only one of these amps that exists in game, and we're about to make the second one. Guys, thank you for being here for this historic moment at Camp Carter. This is the first video I'm putting out in well over 6 months, and while I do this process, I want to tell you guys why that is. I had a death in the family, I bought a house, I've also had to deal with the estate, and I now own a lot of classic cars, so I've had to become a mechanic. So my plate has been very full. I have been playing the game every day, but I have not been able to make videos about the game. I am sorry about that, but hopefully I will be able to make more videos for you guys in the very near future. So guys, let's jump right into it. Why are we at Camp Carter and what are we making today? Well, this is Sarchi, the NPC at Camp Carter. She does the upgrade mission, and a while back they released upgrades for a lot of old school amps. Most of you are probably familiar with the modified Evil amp that was upgraded to the Augmented Evil amp through that system. Well, the problem is I have the BP70 perfected, and I've been tiering it over the past couple of months. And currently tier 4.36. It'll be tier 5 very soon. But the problem is, if we look at the BP70 perfected, the bottom damage interval is 39.3, and the Augmented Evil is too big for the BP70 perfected. I think the Augmented Evil, I think it fits the BC80 really well, but it does not fit the BP70 perfected at all. So what we actually need is an even rarer amp, because there are quite a few Augmented Evils in game at this point, but we need something called an Augmented Cause amp, and these things just do not exist. Let me explain why. This is the base Cause. Now, in order to try and craft this amp right here, you have to use this stuff right here, Dunkel Plastic. Let's look at the markup on that. 6,865%. That is insane. This stuff is incredibly expensive. And in order to craft a Cause, you need 4 Dunkel Plastic per attempt. Now, I was able to hoard 28 total Dunkel Plastic. I'll tell you how the crafting went here in a bit. But the bigger problem is there is only one blueprint in-game to craft the base Cause amp. Only one. So unless you can get your hands on that blueprint, it is impossible to make more of these, and these Cause base models are the key to this entire upgrade chain. Now, I also have a modified Cause. We'll talk about how you get from the base model to this in just a second, but this is what I need to upgrade to the augmented version. So first of all, let me give a big shout out to my buddy Pro, who owns Pro's Pill Shop. He was actually the one that was able to help me get my hands on this Cause modified. I know it took a lot of hours of keeping your eyes open for me, brother. I really, really appreciate it, because this was the starting point I needed for this entire upgrade chain. So the way you get from the base model to modified and then augmented is every step along the way you have to actually break the base model into parts via a refiner, and then you have to take the parts from the broken base model Cause, add it to other stuff, and upgrade it. So you take a base model Cause plus a broken one in parts. That helps you upgrade to adjusted. Then you take an adjusted plus parts from a broken base model Cause. That helps you upgrade to modified or improved. Then you take the improved plus broken parts from a base model Cause. That helps you get to modified. Then the very last step in the process is to take a broken Cause and take those parts, put it with a modified, add other ingredients with it, and that will upgrade you to the augmented we're about to make. The second one in game is about to be created. The first person who did this went through almost as much trouble as I did. I would say it has been a journey for both of us to get here, but I want you guys to be here for this historic moment. Now, the other problem with getting here is, like I said, with the base model, you have to have that one unlimited blueprint to be able to try and make these. And you have to be able to make these over and over and break them down into parts to do the upgrades. Your other problem is adjusted, improved, and modified can only be made from limited blueprints. So you have to take your base models that are very expensive to make with the Dunkel Plastics, break them into parts, use limited blueprints to make them adjusted, then improve them modified. Then you still need even more of these base models to break down into parts to then do this upgrade to Augmented, which luckily does not require crafting. This final upgrade is just a trade-in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk to Sarchi, and we're going to scroll all the way down. And we don't want to deal with the crystals. We're going to go, have you invented anything new recently? And then we're going to click on Cause Augmented. Now for this, I need Cause modified ×1, 10 kinetic nano adjuster MK1s, 200 Cause parts, and I need 10 Marsomex brain oil, which is a very rare drop, very hard to get your hands on, from Marsomex that are in the Calypso Depths dungeon that you have to do the Vault Hunter mission to even get access to. Then you have to get past the Pyromancer that's really hard to get past, that takes a trick to it. Then you have to actually hunt the Marsomex and get the rare drop. So, without further ado guys, let's get right on to it. I've got my fully repaired Cause modified. I'm going to unprotect it. And the problem is you need 200 Cause parts for this. And a full TT Cause is only 170 ped. So we're actually going to have to break 2 of these. Why can't I equip? Okay, I've got to back out before I can equip. Now I can equip. So I'm going to equip my refiner. I'm going to take a base Cause, and we're going to refine it into 170 Cause parts. But remember, I need 200 Cause parts. So we're going to take a second fully repaired Cause, and we're going to make 340 Cause parts, because we need 200, not 170. We're refining, and now we have 340 Cause parts. So before we actually do this, let me give a big shout out to the person that made this all possible. Augmented. This is Augmented right here. If you don't know Augmented, you need to know Augmented. Augmented is the, as far as I know, the highest level crafter in the entire game. Augmented is absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you what a legend this guy is. He has the only Cause base model blueprint in the game. I told him, I said, I've got all the materials to click it. He ended up pumping out 3 of these bad boys for me. So, let me tell you a little bit about Augmented. If you don't know, he's a great guy. Not only did he pump out these Causes for me with the only blueprint capable of doing it, he also sold me some of the other materials I need for this upgrade that would have taken me forever to collect, that he just happened to have laying around. So I cannot thank Augmented enough. Augmented is truly one of those players who has integrity and is here to help other players in the game. He was just happy to know I was going to be doing this upgrade. But he has several shops you'll want to check out. If you go over to the Genesis Arimathea headquarters, Tower B, in floor 5, apartment E, he's got a lot of crafted armor, a lot of specialty sets in there that will help you guys out a ton if you're going after specific mobs. I believe he specifically said Perseus is one of the ones that he sells quite a bit of. Also in Genesis Arimathea HQ Tower B floor 5, he's got apartment F and apartment B where he sells looted armor sets. Same tower, floor 5, apartment C is unlimited armor sets. But one that you guys are really going to want to know is Genesis Arimathea headquarters Tower B floor 7, apartment B. He's got a ton of AP plates, Pulsar limited plates, Calypso unlimited plates, lots of armor plates at floor 7, apartment B. And floor 7, apartment C is the AP plates. I'm sorry. Floor 7, apartment B is Pulsar limited plus Calypso unlimited. Floor 7, apartment C is the AP plates 30 through 66. He's also got a mining shop on floor 1, apartment F. Then he's got level 13 finders and D-class finders. He's also got a lot of shopkeepers at floor 11, apartment D, Tower B, for crafted components. And damage enhancers are at Tower B, floor 14A. So if you have not gone to check out Augmata's shop, check out all of his shops, all of his shopkeepers. This dude runs a true A-class, world-class, in-game crafting service for everybody where he just crafts all kinds of stuff you will need. I have personally gone to these shopkeepers and been able to find some extremely rare components, both crafted and uncrafted, that I needed for a lot of my missions. So big shout out to Augmata and all of his shops and shopkeepers over at Genesis Arimathea headquarters, Tower B. Check out all of his shops. You guys will not regret it. And without further ado, let's upgrade our Cause Modified to Augmented. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our fully repaired Cause Modified. Bam! 1 green light. Next, we're going to take our 10 Kinetic Nano Adjuster MK1s. 2 green lights. Next, we need our 200 Cause parts that we got from splitting / refining our Cause bases. And last but not least, again, could not have done this without Augmata, he had all 10 Marsomex brain oil that I needed, ready to go. Now guys, without further ado, we are going to make the second Cause Augmented in the entire game. Drum roll, please. Bam! Swole! Cause Augmented. And I got back 210 ped worth of universal ammo. The second Cause Augmented in the entire game. Protection on. Let's look at the details. 300 ped TT value. 75% efficiency. And look at that. It does 30 damage, which is underneath our 39 damage interval that we need. Now, guys, what's amazing about this? This amp lasts for an extraordinarily long time. I mean, extraordinarily long time before it has to be repaired. It's got incredible abilities to increase your damage per peck through the absolute roof. So with this bad boy on, I don't remember what the exact stats are, but I think this thing goes for like 120,000 or 150,000 shots before it needs to be repaired. It might even go for more than that. I don't remember the exact stats offhand. And it increases my damage per peck to well over 4 point whatever. I don't even know what it is. Something absolutely ridiculous. But this right here is the unlimited amp that is best suited for the BP70 Perfected. And this is now only the second one in the entire game. So, without further ado, let us do something that up until now only one other player could ever do. Let us drag and drop our Cause Augmented amp onto my BP70 Perfected. And let's check out the stats. I am still at an efficiency of 87.2. That is the key to this amp right here. Almost any other amp drops the efficiency of the BP70 Perfected from 92.5 down into the low 80s. This amp only drops it to 87.2. And now I get about 50% more bang for my buck on my firepower. I've gone from 39 to 54 as the bottom damage interval. Absolutely incredible. So now when I have those moments that I need to amp, that I need the extra firepower, the extra DPS, I have it. And on top of that, this will greatly increase my damage per peck. So a very small reduction in overall efficiency for an amazing increase in damage per second, damage interval, and in my damage per peck. Absolutely amazing. And again, I could not have done it without Pro keeping his eye open for the mod that I needed, and without Augmata for helping me out with creating these base Causes so I would have the parts to do the upgrade. And even better, even after all this, I still have 140 Cause parts and another 170 Cause parts that I can make from destroying this Cause amp, which means I can actually potentially do another upgrade in the future. So again, big shout out to both Pro and Augmata. Thank you both so much, but especially Augmata for everything you've done. Guys, if you do not already know Augmata, be sure and check him out in-game. And be sure and check out, like I said, Genesis, Arimathea Headquarters, Tower B, especially Apartment 5E and 7C, where you can find those AP plates. But be sure and check out all of his shops. One of the best players that truly cares about the other players in the game. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope to have more content to put out for you in the very near future as I continue dealing with the family stuff, the estate stuff, you know, all the other real life stuff that I've got going on. But thank you for being here for this historic moment. It's good to see you all are still around and still here, and hopefully we can have a lot more fun and a lot more adventures together in the near future. Take care, guys.